Shalom and welcome back, everyone. We're going to wish everyone a happy secular New Year. There's a lot of talk these days about, last year was the pits. It was the worst. And we hope that we'll never go back to 2020. Nothing could have been worse than that with all the problems that we had last year. And we only hope that 2021 will be better. Let's take a look at these things. First of all, it certainly was a terrible year in terms of so many things. There were so many deaths of loved ones, thousands and thousands of people, probably I think well over millions who passed away throughout the world during this pandemic, they called it. And how many people got sick from it? Everyone, there isn't one person I know that doesn't know someone that did not get sick, or many people didn't get sick or died even from it, and how many jobs were lost. And the hit that the economy took was unprecedented. People who were doing very well, all of a sudden, within a very short time, had no income at all, no means of feeding their families. The lines for food pantries was down the block. People needed food, and basic necessities to live, even toilet paper was at a minimum. So there was a tremendous amount of that. There was also a loss of freedom, that we weren't able to travel. We weren't able to go where we wanted to go. We needed to wear masks. We still do. Wear masks everywhere and keep our distance from each other. We had a tremendous lack of freedom of movement throughout the world. People didn't travel. They didn't vacation. And of course, the economy itself took a tremendous hit during this time, as never has before. So it was a very bad year, a very difficult year, and it'll take us quite a while to recover from that year. But there's a saying from the Baal Shem Tov that everything that happens in the world happens for a purpose. We call this hashgacha pratis, divine providence. That nothing happens by accident, even a leaf that falls from a tree onto a worm, that it causes the worm to be warmed from the sun, or get shaded from the sun. It happens for a reason, for divine providence. Nothing happens in this world by accident. We don't believe in that. As it says, Hakol b'yedei Shemayim, everything is by heaven, chutz mi'yirah Shemayim, except for fear of heaven itself. That God is the true judge and the true decisor of what happens in this world, that everything happens indeed in this world for a reason. We may not know what that reason is. We can only guess. But certainly we know one thing, and that is God knows what the reason is. And what are some of the good things that happened this last year that were really unprecedented? One thing was worldwide unity, that throughout the world, wherever you were, people were concerned about this virus and worked towards eradicating it and working on vaccines to fight it all over the world, from America to Russia to Israel to Europe to China to everywhere. People worked together as never before. We are all in this together. We learned to appreciate what we have, not what we don't have. So we spent a great deal more time at home during this last year, getting to know our spouse, getting to know our children much better. And families were brought closer together as never before because we were told to stay home more, not to go out so much more. Work became not as important as our health and as our families, as we found out that a lot of us didn't go to work. We worked from home, if we were fortunate enough to have work. And our home became our base of operations, as it should be, indeed. We also saw the communities came together as never before. People helped each other. People made sure that each other was taken care of, that they were in touch with each other. People made sure that their neighbors had food to eat, made sure that their children were taken care of. Whenever I would walk down the street and take my daily walk, There wasn't one person that didn't say hello to me or that I didn't say hello to them. I don't ever remember that happening before. People were all friendly to each other, either a hand gesture or a friendly, warm smile. Hello, how are you? Was also something that was really unprecedented as well. Also, we found that there was a friendliness towards each other. Now the question is, what's going to happen after it's finished? What's going to happen after we have the vaccine and everyone's vaccinated? God willing, will life go back to the way it was pre 2020? That's the question, and I hope that it won't. I actually hope that that the lessons we have learned during this year will stay with us. The values that we have learned to appreciate and to adopt will stay with us during the future ahead of us. And we will become less materialistic and more concerned about our own families and our own community as never before. So certainly we can say, yes, it's been a terrible year, but in many respects, it has taught us a great deal, a lot of very, very important values to live by. So I hope that as 2021 will continue, we will take advantage of those things that we did learn from the past and incorporate them in our life ahead so that our years ahead will be full of important values that will enrich us and make us better human beings, better Jews, better families, and better citizens in every regard. So I want to wish you all a happy New Year, and may we find that this coming year will be one of life and sustenance and happiness and joy. Shalom, and have a good week.